On this week's UBC From Here, a donation that builds to the future.
This kind of collaboration is very important for students' perspective. If I say that they are already, as they are doing their research, they are directly working with the company. So when they graduate, it's a great experience for them. Their demand in the market is way higher than any other students who were not directly exposed and worked closely with such kind of environment.
Communicating to campus.
One of the things we're looking at is putting in kiosks around campus, which would provide not only digital signage, but also live video and audio, and the ability to access the web through kiosk iPads to provide a full sort of communication solution for people as they move around campus.
And putting knowledge to practice.
Where we can bring people in from the community who have psychological problems or issues relating to mental health, and we can provide them with assistance, but at the same time collect data which can ultimately be used for a variety of research purposes.
Welcome to UBC From Here. I'm Emmy Chahal, a third-year cultural studies student. A unique mix of industry-leading software and technical support from SFrame Software is providing UBC engineering students with some real-world tools to make a difference.
We want to give back something to a university that is giving us so much indirectly, but you know, UBC is an important educational institution for us.
We are very proud to be part of UBC's campaign called Start an Evolution. I love the name, by the way. SFrame's evolution also started about 33 years ago.
My name is Marino Stiliano, and I am the CEO of SFrame Software. SFrame Software is, as the name implies, it's a software company. It was formed almost 33 years ago by a UBC graduate, and since then, the little company you started has grown into a global player. We can estimate only that we have over 10,000 users worldwide using our software in 40 different countries.
In a tremendously generous gift to our School of Engineering, worth close to $700,000, SFrame has provided 60 stations of software that enable students and researchers to run complex analysis in concrete, steel, and other structural components.
The evolution of SFrame was impacted very positively by UBC. Today, if I look at all our offices worldwide, we have at least one UBC graduate everywhere.
Our collaboration with SFrame actually started in 2011. What currently we are doing is we are developing various hysteresis models so that it can account for nonlinearity. So which is very important nowadays for designing and analyzing. The way we collaborate is very close contact between us, like it's a learning process and it has been evolving. It's not like we are only giving it to them or they are taking it. Like it's a both-way learning process.
This is a great opportunity for the students to experience an industry-leading finite element software during their studies.
This kind of collaboration is very important for students' perspective. If I say that they are already, as they are doing their research, they are directly working with the company. So when they graduate, it's a great experience for them. Their demand in the market, you can imagine it is way higher than any other students who were not directly exposed and worked closely with such kind of environment.
Currently, I am doing my PhD studies and at the same time working with SFrame Software for an insert project. SFrame is a renowned company. The experience I am gathering right now is going to open up better opportunities for me in near future.
As UBC's Okanagan campus continues to grow, communicating with the campus population becomes a challenge. Fortunately, campus administration has formulated some innovative strategies to address this issue.
Communicating to a campus this size is very difficult. We've got over 8,000 students. We have just about 1,000 staff, 8 different faculties, many different administrative groups. So keeping the communication flow going through all of those different areas is very, very difficult. So it's an issue we've been struggling with.
We're also working with a broader community on campus led by University Relations. There's actually a communications task force to look at how all units on campus can communicate better. And IT is a big part of that, of course, because we're often the mechanism that folks use to disseminate the information or get the message out. We have systems that run on the internet for information. We have digital signage. We have new kiosks coming out that combine our UBC OTV story with information from central UBC events, as well as new digital signage from University Relations, all the way to the whimsical kind of piece where we have a camera on our Tim Hortons outlet to see how long the lineup is.
The TimCam kind of falls into a fun way of doing that for another service. So this way we're able to get information on students as to what the lineup is, and they can make their choice whether they want to stop what they're doing or stop on the way to a class and pick something up. One of my roles here is maintain the digital signage system, and that's figuring out ways to get information to the students. So whether there's an event on campus or there's an emergency on campus, making them aware of what's happening so that they can make the decisions based on the information.
One of the things we're looking at is putting in kiosks around campus which would provide not only digital signage but also live video and audio and the ability to access the web through kiosk iPads to provide a full sort of communication solution for people as they move around campus. The emergency signage solution gives the ability for messages to be displayed around campus in a timely fashion so that people can get information as it's required in these sorts of situations.
Up until this year, we had numerous ways to communicate, whether it be through global email, whether it be through landlines, but really we needed something that could get to somebody quickly, regardless of who they were. And that's where UBC Alert came in. UBC Alert allows us to not only send text messages and voicemails to individual cell phones instantaneously, but it also allows us to connect to our UBC OTVs and digital media so that those that are in the building will see messages as well. I think we're doing very well. We stay in touch with other organizations on a regular basis, and this does seem to be where most campuses are going because it just seems to make the most sense, and I like to say that we're there.
We're looking at all sorts of innovative solutions. And the kiosks are a big part of that. It's a good chance for us to get word out to students and faculty all around the campus in innovative ways. But we're also looking at mobile solutions that would get messages straight to devices through the mobile web initiative.
Be the person.
Be the person who knows how to watch out for their friends, especially those under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Who stands up to rape culture and avoids using offensive, sexually inappropriate language.
Who understands what sexual assault really is, which includes any unwanted sexual contact or activity.
Be the person.
Be the person.
Be the person.
Be that voice. Be the voice of Sarah.
Rosemary Jean Thompson, and welcome to this edition of UBC's Next Big Thing. My guest today is Dr. Jan Seo, and he's Associate Professor and Head of the Psychology Department at UBC's Okanagan campus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
I invited you here today because I wanted to talk a little bit about an professional clinic that you have put together here on campus and working with the nursing department and social work. Tell me a little bit about this clinic.
Right, it's been a long time in its development stage. It's actually approximately 2 years ago we started the process. Perfect timing, there was space available in the new building, the Arts and Science Complex, which had not been used for research purposes. And we need a clinic in order to support the clinical psychology graduate program, but also the clinical social work master's program. And in addition, Carol Robinson in the nursing program wanted a facility that she could use for her work with respect to looking at essentially family support systems for children who are undergoing various kinds of chronic illnesses, sometimes diabetes, sometimes more problematical in the psychological sense. but it's a systems approach. So we needed a facility that was specially built. We were able to get, with the good graces of the administration, a fair amount of space to do that. So we have essentially two big pieces of the ground floor of arts and science. One is a large room which is used for group purposes, but also for families. The other rooms are also hooked up by essentially high tech. We've got cameras, 2 cameras in both rooms, in each of the rooms rather, so that we can get recordings of both the clients as well as the practitioners. So for the clinical psychology people, it's essentially going to be graduate students who are practicing the skill set necessary to be a clinician. So they need to have practice and they need to have feedback, and the video provides that. It's a system developed originally from sports where we could identify a characteristic, let's say what we're doing right now, good eye contact, right? And the therapist, the essentially professor, would be watching the client, identifying when it occurred and also when it didn't occur.
So this is feedback for the student, so they can tell if they're doing the techniques the way that's going to make a difference.
Right, and it's far more efficient this way if you tag it, because now you jump from spot to spot to spot as opposed to sort of, you know, fast forward and say, oh, there's one, oh, there's another one, right? So this was a very, very important addition. The social work people are also using it for a variety of purposes, similar to us, in terms of giving their master students experience with clients. But also there's an option, which we're using right now, as a research context, where we can bring people in from the community who have psychological problems or issues relating to mental health, and we can provide them with assistance, but at the same time collect data, which can ultimately be used for a variety of research purposes.
So the clinic's been in place now for
It's
almost
been built.
a year?
It was built. It took about a year before we were able to get resources to actually furnish it. We had, fortunately, an anonymous gift, which the university matched 1-to-1. So we had the money to buy basically the furniture. And this last year, the social work program has been running their clinical master's program. And so they actually have people in there right now. Psychology started its clinical program last fall, but we won't actually use the facility until the summer. So in our model, a full year's worth of training before we put them into the field and practice the skills.
We would love to see it in practice, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to have a tour and learn more about the facility and what it's doing to help our students succeed in their
You're more than welcome to come by at any time.
Thank you for being here. And that wraps it up for this edition of UBC's Next Big Thing. Until next time, I'm Rosemary Jean Thompson.
My best friend Paul that I met in summer camp, I lost him in the battle of mental health.
My mom was hit by a car on my 18th birthday.
I realized depression runs in my family when my cousin Jack took his own life.
He couldn't find help, and it was too late.
After the accident, everything fell apart. I lost control.
I didn't realize I was depressed until it was too late.
I wish he could have found help sooner.
I wish I would have known where to find help.
I'm glad I was able to get help.
That's it for this week's UBC From Here. For more stories about the Okanagan campus, visit ubco.tv. I'm Emmy Chahal. Thanks for watching.